Alright, people, so I'm here with your Payback 2016 review. Let me just get right into the show here. You have Enzo and Cass and the Vaudevillains starting off the show, ending in a disqualification. Very stupid fucking way to end the show, end the match here. Now, this is not a debate about, should Enzo have finished the match. That has nothing to do with it. Because it's a fucking tag team match, so you could have just finished the match 1-on-2, called an audible. Hello? But no, they didn't do that. They just awkwardly end the match like that. Pissed me off. You know how they just end the match. Call a fucking audible. Can we have a fucking 1-on-2 match where the wrestler's capable of doing that, and then have somebody win? Instead, they just end it there. And now, who's number one contender? We don't know. Fucking call an audible. Have the Vaudevillains win. It's fucking dumb. But whatever. You know, the actual wrestling during the match was actually pretty fucking good. Well, they didn't end the match. It just fucking ended with Enzo getting hurt, getting a concussion. It's not like he fucking died, so they could have kept going. I mean, he got a concussion, granted a pretty bad concussion, but I mean, still, you could have fucking finished the match. So I'll give this 2.5 out of 5 stars because I mean there was some good wrestling here, but the way they ended the match was just fucking dumb, like I said. Then we have Owens defeating Sami Zayn in a pretty good match here. I mean it wasn't great, it was good. I'm gonna give it 3.25 out of 5 stars. There were some good moves in here, but I didn't think it was great. I wouldn't categorize it as great, good. Like I said, it was a good fucking match. And then after the match, you had Owens cutting a promo, saying, "Oh, now that Sami Zayn's out of the way, I'm going to finish my quest to get the I'm going to go after the Intercontinental Championship now." And you're just like, who the fuck cares about the IC title? You were hoping he was going to say WWE title. No, he has to say IC title. I mean, is Owens just going to be one of those guys like Miz or Cesaro, just fucking in endless, IC title and US title feuds for their careers? I mean, I hope not. But it was nice to see Owens go over clean there because usually a heel like Owens would not go over clean, and I'll explain why that was good. In 1 second here because he went over again in this upcoming match. We have Miz defeating Cesaro. It was an okay match. There were some good moves in here, but I mean it was okay. It wasn't anything special. So yeah, I'll give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. But then you had fucking Owens on commentary, which was great. Owens is always good on commentary. He's just a great talker. He has a great personality. He's funny. He's charismatic. He's just fucking great on the mic. He knows how to use a mic. And it's kind of sad when he's on commentary and he's fucking 1,000 times better than JBL, Cole, or Byron Saxton on commentary. I mean, you could listen to that guy talk on commentary for hours, but Cole, JBL, and Saxton just fucking put you to sleep. But Zayn comes back because I guess Owens was talking shit about Zayn, so Zayn comes back and then they brawl, have a little brawl there. Then they go into the ring, and then the match ends up ending in actually Miz defeats Cesaro. He gets rolled up. The ref was distracted when Miz tapped out, so Miz fucking goes over Cesaro. I mean, how fucking dumb is that? You have the Miz beating Cesaro. I mean, come on. Cesaro's not even good enough to win the IC belt. I mean, that's fucking sad that Cesaro's losing. He comes back and now he's losing IC title matches. I mean, it's dumb as fuck. Cesaro's just wandering around in the mid card. I mean, get the fuck out of here. And then you have, the one thing I did enjoy though, the brawl there and everything, and then four of them start brawling. And what I really enjoyed was, again, how they put Owens on top. They had him, the final one, standing there after the brawl, which I enjoyed. Because it's not normal they make the heel kind of come out on top of those brawls. So I really enjoyed what they did with Owens, because Owens is probably my favorite wrestler. And, I really enjoyed how they made him go over clean. And how, again, in that brawl, he came out on top. So even though fucking Owens isn't in the main event, I kind of enjoyed seeing him on top. So yeah, that match I'll give 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we have Ambrose defeating Y2J, and not really a good match here. You know, a lot of people I think like to say Ambrose is a great wrestler or a good wrestler. Why? Because he's from the Indies. So anybody automatically from the Indies is fucking a great wrestler. I don't really think he's that talented. You know, I haven't really seen that many good matches from him, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to give this match 1 out of 5 stars. Just thought it was boring. There was really one good spot in here that kind of stood out. Was that I thought it was actually a pretty cool spot where they slingshotted, I think Jericho slingshotted Ambrose into the timekeeper's area. That was actually a really cool spot. But other than that, I mean, there wasn't really any good spots in here. Then Ambrose wins, and it's like, okay, Ambrose wins. Now what? He's just going to keep, you know, being in the fucking mid-card. It's not like he's going to be champion anytime soon. At least I don't think so. So yeah, I'm going to give that match 1 out of 5 stars. Then we have Charlotte defeating Natalya. And pretty good match here. There was some good technical wrestling, you know, going on there. And then they decide to end it by doing a Chicago Screwjob, which I thought was dumb as fuck. Because if you look at the Montreal Screwjob, there was actually a purpose to it. You know, Brett was obviously leaving, you know, WCW, and we knew who was behind it. You know, Vince McMahon did it. And this is obviously scripted, so it's fucking dumb as fuck. There's nobody behind it. You know, who's fucking behind it? Who made fucking, who made fucking, I think it was Charles Robinson ring the bell. I mean, what the fuck? I thought it was just very fucking dumb. You know, because again, there's nobody behind it. Who's fucking behind it? Who's fucking behind this, you know, screw job? We knew Vince told, you know, the fucking ref to ring the bell, blah, 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 back in 97. There was a purpose behind it. Somebody, you know, it was Vince. Now, there's nobody behind it. There's no clear person behind it. So, like, it's kind of dumb, I thought, to fucking do the screw job. I didn't like the ending. Would have preferred to see a legitimate finish. Then after it, you know, fucking Bret Hart and Natalya both put on the sharpshooters there. Thought that was kind of a cool moment to see, you know, Bret Hart there after he had cancer and shit, and, you know, put the sharpshooter on. So that was kind of cool to see that, but I'll give it 3 out of 5 stars overall. Like I said, good wrestling. Bad finish to the match, but I guess it was kind of cool to see the sharpshooters put on there. Then we had Vince announcing who's going to get Raw. It was a fucking, I thought this segment was fucking too long. I mean, you had long fucking promos, and I thought they could have condensed this like 5 or 10 more, you know, 5 or 10 minutes shorter. Well, I mean, it was, I guess it was okay. Like I said, kind of long. And then the announcement, you're like waiting. I thought it was, you know, I thought it would have been exciting if they would have done like a third option. You know, maybe brought somebody else in or did something. I guess they kind of did that. You know, you're kind of waiting, like, who's it going to be? Who are they going to go? You know, who are they going to go with? And then Vince is like, well, you both are in control. And everybody's like, okay. You know, it's like not something that you're like, holy shit, you know, I can't believe that. It's like, okay. So I guess they're both in control now, and it's like, I don't know. You know, I thought they could have done better. We'll see how this works out. You know, there's probably going to be some tension between the two. But I'm kind of pissed off to you know, that they kept Stephanie McMahon on TV. It's like, I know Triple H is gone now, but now we have to still see Stephanie. I mean, don't they get the fucking message that the Authority didn't work? We have to get rid of fucking Triple H and Stephanie, not just one of them, fucking both of them. And I'm not talking forever, but they don't have to be fucking the main focus of the show like they were before with the Authority. I mean, it's fucking dumb. Get fucking rid of Stephanie. Everybody's tired of her. Just get her off TV. Fuck. So that was alright. It was okay, but long, like I said. So yeah, that was alright. Then we have Reigns defeating AJ Styles. Again, a match that I was kind of looking forward to, because it's like, what the fuck are they going to do? Are they going to do anything special? And what do? They had, you know, the match ends in a count out. Okay, then they change it. Shane changes it to no count out. The match ends in a DQ because fucking Reigns hits AJ Styles in the balls, and then Stephanie changes it to no DQ. So Then you have the Bullet Club coming out, or Anderson and Gallows to beat up Reigns. And then you have, I believe, the Usos, came out, and it's like, okay, I could have written that. I mean, that wasn't anything like unexpected or cool or interesting or something I didn't expect. It was just okay, okay, I'm expecting more than this. And then the match just ends with Reigns winning. It's like they didn't do anything special. There was no Finn Balor. There wasn't anything, no swerves really. It was kind of just okay. It was an okay match. I mean, the match had some good moves. AJ Styles, it's that a forearm thing. I feel really gay calling it the phenomenal forearm. But he hits the forearm through the table. That was a cool moment. But what really pissed me off is AJ Styles hits fucking 3 forearms on him. Reigns is the new Cena. He fucking kicks out of everything, apparently. So, the Reigns, or Styles, I believe, hits his 3rd forearm on Reigns, which is his finisher. Then he hits him with a fucking 450 splash, and Reigns still kicks out. Like, what the fuck? And then Reigns hits fucking Styles with 1 spear, and that's enough to put Styles away. I mean, can you fucking bury him anymore? I mean, fucking hell. Like, I was just kind of pissed off. Now Reigns fucking, goes over Styles. Like, again, Reigns is kind of the new Cena. Now that Cena's gone, they have to have Reigns go, come here and beat all the new guys who are gaining momentum. Now, I know they're going to have a rematch, and I hope Styles wins, but I don't know. It just fucking left a sour taste in my mouth. I won't rant on it too much yet, but if they have Reigns go over Styles for good, like come out on top, about this feud, like win the feud, then I will be pissed off. But I'm not going to go off on it too much now because they do have another match coming up, but they better fucking not bury AJ Styles to Roman Reigns like they did with other people to Cena, like Bray Wyatt, Damian Sandow, Ziggler, and other people. Because, once somebody loses to Cena, it seemed like they fucking weren't ever the same again. And I think if they do that same thing with Styles, he might not ever be the same again. He might lose his momentum and then, become, a victim of jobber. He might become a jobber or something like that. So, I don't know. It just wasn't a good way to end the show. I'm going to give it 2.5 I'll give it 2 out of 5 stars because they had the potential to do a lot, and I was expecting this to be, good. I was expecting a swerve, but we didn't really get it. It was just kind of an ordinary match. Yes, there was some good spots, but it's like, okay, and then Reigns wins. Fucking got booed the fuck out of the building. I mean, that's the other thing, too. It's like, you gotta change him. You gotta fucking take him away from the main event right now because he's getting booed out of the fucking building. You can't wait. You shouldn't fucking wait till Extreme Rules. You have to fucking change the fucking hands of the title right now. So they should have put Styles over just right now. However the way you want to do it, have Styles beat Reigns. But no, you gotta fucking, keep him getting booed. Keep the guy who gets booed out of the building. Fucking that boo was so loud last night. It was ridiculous. But no, we gotta keep him champion for some fucking fucked up reason. So there you go, people. I'm going to give this show, I'll give it 5 out of 10 stars. It was an okay show. Nothing really too great. Nothing really too shitty either. So there were some good matches. There were some, mediocre matches. And I guess I'll give it 5 out of 10 stars. It was an okay show, I guess. So, I don't know. There you go, people. There's your Payback review.